Hello everyone, I'm Draculia Drawsalot. I'm addicted to drawing, and today I would like to share some childhood art with all of you, which is this legendary art piece made in MS Paint around 2014 or so. This little group of OCs is easily the oldest OC group I still have. They've had their fair share of redesigns and characters that have left and entered the squad over the years. Believe it or not, they used to be Nintendogs OCs. And the overall squad were clearly rip-offs of the main six from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I mean, even this artwork is based on the Season 1 promotional art of Friendship is Magic. That's why I recently rebooted them, so they could be their own squad rather than just MLP reskinned. I tried to redraw this annually for a while and I got pretty far, with up to 4 years worth of redraws. I'm gonna cut to real life Draculia for this one. Here we have the very first traditional iteration, which is clearly taken from some kind of Powerpuff Girls base. I can't find this base anymore, by the way, so I might have unintentionally recreated lost media here. And here we have the one from 2016. Already it looks a lot cleaner. And here we have the one from 2017. This is what I meant by characters just leaving and entering, because there's no orange guy here. But then all of a sudden, in the 2016 one, there's orange guy. And then in the 2017 one, there's a gray guy. Bro thinks he's part of the squad. So this is the most recent iteration. As you can see, the orange and gray guy are no longer here. It's just the original classic gang. But I have something delightful to share with all of you that I completely forgot I even made. I made this with their evil counterpart. Stand back, Digital Circus. I did it first. And this one is just pulling off a straight up Jeff the Killer face. Back then I was really scared of that Jeff the Killer image, so I kept trying to replicate it because I thought that would scare other people.
Yeah.
Dude! Oh my god!
Unlike Circus in Wonderland, I don't plan on developing this story into a public project. I'm more than content with these characters just living in my sketchbooks, so I won't go much into them here, but that little bit of context was necessary in order for you to get the full picture of what I'm about to redraw here. Hi. So in this little sketchbook here, I'll be planning the layout of the redraw. So I drew her a bit too big here, but that's basically gonna be Wisteria's position. Yeah, he could just be perched on top of Wisteria's head there like that. I drew him too big, but that's fine. We can refine all the proportions and the sizes in the final thing. Okay, so I don't actually know how I'm supposed to draw a moth and then have a lemur perch over the moth, but we'll give it a shot. I have not really drawn that many animals outside of just dogs when I was little, so I don't have the most practice with a lot of these. And then, of course, Clementine would be going up there, because that's where Rosie was in the original, and she's the Rosie reincarnation. Would that be called a reincarnation? I don't know. Get some purple, because I guess if we're drawing everybody in their old school colors, I guess I have to draw cadmium with purple, right? Alright, this is not too bad. Definitely gotta clean a lot of it up though, for sure. Especially Clementine's pose. I mean, what the heck is that? Okay, so I think this is gonna be the plan. And I can't wait to see what the final result is gonna look like. I'm very excited about it. The first thing I noticed was that the original drawing is only 633 by 470 pixels, which makes the original piece pretty impressive for how much I was able to do in such a small canvas size. I upscaled the original so I could use it as a guide of where to put my new sketch. I really care about these guys in this drawing, so I wanted this piece to feel more like a tribute rather than a replacement. Back in my MS Paint era, I would just use a circle tool and add little guidelines like stick figures as my method of sketching. These days I like blocking out my sketches with a highlighter-like tool. I didn't want to change anyone's design, however, Wisteria's back feet were bugging me a lot. It might be good to mention here that Wisteria and Cadmium are technically aliens as they're creatures from different planets, just on the complete opposite side of progression. Jumping into the line art was another reminder of big changes to my art over the years, as I didn't always use entirely black lines. I used to give each character a unique line color, but I found I had to compromise the color palettes themselves, and it would make using the fill bucket tool an absolute nightmare at times. But I do still put colored lines on parts that have an effect or texture to them. I really like using weighted lines for visual variety, but also to bring attention to things such as the eyes or the hands, or maybe to put emphasis on my shape language. Now for my favorite part of the process, which is coloring. I love coloring. It's very satisfying to color all the little patterns and details that really make all the work come together. I don't like making fun of my childhood art too much, since I understand I was doing my best with what I had at the time, but man, are these colors washed out for this kind of cartoony style. I've decided to just not give it any shading. I think I quite like this solid clip art look to this piece. Not that even my most detailed shading is that crazy, but still. And finally, the background. It's probably best to not overcomplicate it, so I added a glowing outline around the characters that represent each of their colors, just like I did back then. The pixelated glow of the original was not an intentional artistic choice, but rather a compromise for the limitation of the program itself. So I will just use an actual glow effect here, just like I intended to do back then. But luckily Clip has dotted textures for the brush tool, so I can very easily add particles as a homage to the pixels surrounding the characters in the original. And with that, this is the final result. It felt nostalgic to draw these characters in this position again, and I think it turned out really cute. The improvement in shape language, stylization, color, and character design is insane, and that's very motivating considering these are the parts I work on the hardest with my art. Thank you so much for watching. I really look forward to doing something like this again, and if you're enjoying this video, then you can drop a like or subscribe if you want. That's all for me today. Bye!